if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Open my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crush all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's in purple now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crush all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's in purple now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crush all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's in purple now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now, hope I don't crash all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry, oh why? Oh, I'ma cry, oh why? Oh, I'ma cry, oh why? I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now, hope I don't crash all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm
Yo, what's good, everybody? We're back with another Music Monday on this Monday, man. Y'all smash that like button, sub up to the channel if you're new, and if you haven't done so already, of course, y'all know my name is Jeremy Jones, and what I normally do is make content about sneakers, occasional trial hauls, but you'll know we have Music Monday, where we talk, a little bit of music talk to take a break from the sneakers, man. Definitely smash that like button as y'all commenting out, and of course, sub up to the channel if you haven't done so already, and also sign up for that sold out Discord. Link is pinned at the top of the chat, where it is free to sign up, where of course we continue the sneaker talk. We got a food section, a sports section, you name it. And of course, if you guys haven't been living under a rock, in the sold out Discord, I had a nice, very interesting conversation on the Party Next Door and Drake album, and just Drake's situation in general. Now, I won't be going in depth about the details of what I think is what's going on with UMG and Drake, because that's just more information to come. But I will be talking about the Party Next Door and Drake album reaction. Pretty much, I've been listening to it all weekend since it dropped, if I'm not mistaken, on Valentine's Day. And I gotta say, I got no real negative feedbacks about it, but I've seen mixed reviews all over the internet here. But I got a few articles on it that I'm kind of breaking down and see what I got from it. And then also, you guys know I've been keeping up with the Jay-Z and Diddy lawsuit as well. Look like that's been dismissed, so I want to give you guys an update on that. And then, of course, the A$AP Rocky case, I've been keeping up with that as well. I'm probably going to touch on the, pretty much, it's supposed to be coming to the final closings of it, so we'll get an update on that one before, as sure. So what I probably plan on doing, first half of the live, we'll talk the Jay-Z and Diddy situation. Then we'll move on to the A$AP Rocky situation. And then I'll save the Drake and Party Next Door situation for last, because I feel like I may get a little in depth in that one. So I want to make sure I have enough time for each and that. So, just chill vibes tonight, man. If you guys had the day off for President's Day, salute. Hope y'all were nice and relaxing. For the people that still had to work, man, just keep getting to this money, because at these times, man, I will speak for myself. Everything is went up, so it doesn't hurt to make the extra bag is what I'm trying to say. Looks like we got Man with the Kicks in the building. Says Yerp. He says the Party Next Door and Drake album a bop. I agree, but we've heard the Kendrick fans step in there. I got a lot of thoughts on this one, as you can see, Manny. So this one, I'm gonna try to be chill as much as possible. But at the same time, I got even thoughts on it as why he even released the album under Party Next Door versus himself. A lot of things are going over with that Drake situation, and people are saying this because he's in his feelings about the Kendrick Lamar situations. I think it's deeper than the music. I think it's some behind the scenes stuff that pretty much Drake could expose, and if there's any artist that's ever going to expose it, it's going to be him. And again, this is all opinionated and alleged based. I don't know anything, but there's a lot of stuff that even he probably will have to admit they did for him, because he knows. The thing is, there's only one other way he's going to know, is that he's experienced that. So I have a feeling, though, to make a long story short, which I'm going to go into the long story of it, I have a feeling that these cases will be dismissed, and Drake and UMG will... because they're in negotiations to the best of my knowledge. So I feel like this is part of the whole, not on purpose, but I feel like each party is trying to use this for some negotiation purposes. And I think if they look at the numbers of the Party and the Drake, let's just keep it 100. The Party Next Door and the Drake album, safe to say Drake carried the whole album, as we anticipated. I know it's a collaborative album, but I mean, let's just keep it 100. Party, he was on songs, don't get me wrong, but just feel... And I'm not saying he didn't do his equal part, because let me clarify this. Just because we didn't necessarily hear Party's voice doesn't mean that he didn't contribute to the track. He could have easily, and there's been rumors for years that he goes right for Drake's, right? Okay, I don't know if it's true, but everybody has started going in on Drake about the ghostwriter allegations as well, because, I mean, let's just keep it 100. Somebody on the level of Drake's stature, you don't get this, like, you know what I'm saying? People are just implying that you don't get this without a little bit of help, but I'm not gonna sit here and pick on Drake like other artists haven't done it either. So y'all see, I've got a lot of thoughts on this, and where I can go so many different ways with that one. But let's start off with the Jay-Z and Diddy case being dismissed, and I want to just start there real quick. So give me like 2 seconds. I'm gonna share my screen here, and then I gotta kind of read carefully, because of some of these allegations. YouTube are not, even if you're just saying the word, YouTube is not very... they don't like those words, right? So let me share my screen here. Give me like 2 seconds. Boom, you guys should be seeing my screen. Hopefully visual and audio is okay as well. But we're starting off with the Jay-Z and Diddy SA lawsuit dismissed by lawyer representing Jane Doe. So I think that was like not Clayton Bigsby. I think it was like Tony Bisbee, I believe. Don't quote me on the name, but I kind of saw this coming. Before I even read to the article, I've said this time and time again, I saw this coming, right? Let's just keep it 100. If you guys remember, we covered the story of it actually all going down when what killed that, let's just keep it 100, where they couldn't keep behind the scenes. When Shorty did that interview, and I'm not saying it didn't happen or it did happen, but when she did that interview, and her own father said she didn't even remember none of this. He don't even remember any of this happening. Keep in mind, she was like 2 hours away from the place. She had to get a ride into town. Somebody just randomly dropped her off, an underage child. You know what I'm saying? Like, the story, not saying it didn't happen, it just seems so far-fetched, So, and Jay-Z, something tells me he was really going to be on it. Now, keep in mind, dismiss means could be a lot of things. As in, yes, the case has been dropped, but what happened to get the case dropped where the attorney felt like it wasn't worth fighting anymore is that open question that we're all going to be. Now, I'm not going to say that, he didn't get what he was asking for, who knows, and keep in mind, he has stuff going out against him as well. So there's a lot of things that could have been in the play that we don't know. But it says Jay-Z filed for dismiss of the SA lawsuit against him and Diddy in January. So pretty much here we go right here, update on this joint. So it says, on Friday, attorney Tony Busby, that's his name, right? Okay, I said Bigby, but yeah, Busby, right? Dropped the SA lawsuit against Jay-Z and Diddy. It says, according to the Variety, the lawsuit alleging that Jay and Diddy Ard, a 13-year-old girl in 2000, has reportedly been dismissed in New York court by Tony Busby, the lawyer representing Jane Doe. I think even in a video, I don't think they don't came out with her name, but they did kind of one of those, like, it's an interview, but they got it blacked out where you can't tell who it is. It says, in court documents viewed by Complex, the voluntary dismissal was filed by Busby and Antone Curtis, stating that Jane Doe was accused that the musicians of SA hereby gives notice that they are above caption action is voluntary dismissed with prejudice. Now, to the best of my knowledge, with prejudice mean they're not going to bring it back up anymore. Without prejudice, I believe that means you can bring it back up and reopen it if they need to, right? So at this point, like, this is a lot to be had here. Especially think about these guys went public with it. They claim they did all these screenings and they set up a call off. But you know what I'm saying? I'm assuming as they're representing her pro bono, they saw where it was probably getting more expensive than what it was actually worth. You know? And again, I don't know. Looks like we got Slayer in the building. Says, what's Gucci Sneaker Squad? What up, Slayer? What up? Y'all smash that like button as y'all coming in and out. So pretty much, this is a document that says plaintiff Jane Doe by and though her unassigned counsel hereby gives notice that the above caption action is voluntary dismissed with prejudice, counsel for plaintiffs have discussed the matter with counsel for each defendant who acknowledge and consent to this submission. So it looks like they've all signed the documents, everything like that. So many would kick in salute to Slayer. So this is something you think, and this is page 2 right here, and they kept it short and simple, right? So the judge just probably had to sign off on it. So we're going to keep the party moving here because I think that's it on it. Yeah, like pretty much, yeah. And then you see this is actually came from Rock Nation itself. So this seems like a trustworthy source, right? Okay. But let's keep it moving real quick because I think it's not too much on this one. It says, following the midst of the lawsuit, Rock Nation and Jay-Z issued a statement on the matter. It says, today is a victory. The hilarious and flirtatious and appealing allegations have been dismissed. Jay said, the civil suit was with merit and never going anywhere. The fictional tale they created was laughable, if not for the seriousness of the claims. I would not wish this experience on anyone. The trauma that my wife, children, and my loved ones and I have endured can never be dismissed. So pretty much this is what he wrote on the Rock Nation joint, says Sean Carter. But let me put it this way. I feel like somebody else wrote it and Jay-Z, they read it to him and he approved it, right? But either way, it's probably coming to him. You know what I'm saying? This is really, it says the 1-800 lawyer gets to file a suit behind Jane Doe, and when they quickly realize that the money grab is going to fail, they get to walk away with no repercussions. The system has failed. So it looks like Jay want retaliation, but it's like, what more do you want? The case is dismissed. They have a right to file a case, and they did dismiss the joint. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have a right, you know, and that I get what Jay-Z is saying, like, bro, like, they can do this, I can't do to them. And the thing is, maybe he could file something, but at this point, this attorney's probably like, yo, it's for what you're about to put into it, and you know they don't got nothing, allegedly, why waste your time? You know, they're pretty sure that's how it's probably getting sold to them, you know? It says the court must protect victims, of course, while with the same ethical responsibility, the courts must protect the innocent from being accused without a shred of evidence. May the truth prevail for all victims and those falsely accused equally. Sean Carter. So he went even more in depth right here, and this was on his, I believe, Rock Nation Instagram. So, I mean, I see both sides. I don't think anything, he's had a point right there. You know what I'm saying? Slayer at Manny with the Kicks with the hands up. It says, he added that the 1-800 gets to file a lawsuit behind Jane Doe, and when quickly realized we read that part up on there. So pretty much it says Alex Sparrow, Jay-Z's attorney, who is issued the statement calling the allegations against his client hideous and false. It says the false case against Jay that never should have been brought has been dismissed with prejudice, he said. By standing up in the face of hideous and false allegations, Jay has done what few can. He pushed back, he never settled, he never paid one red penny, by triumphed and cleared his name. But he paid you though, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no telling what this cost Jay. Like, you know what I'm saying? Sure, he got the attorney on payroll, But when the actual heat get cooking, I guarantee you, I'm like, yo, we need extra, we need extra. Not saying Jada man got it, but some tells me Jay attorney and my attorney prices completely different. And my attorney prices were super expensive. So I can only imagine Jay-Z's got to be like times 4. Especially something for a case on this magnitude. The guy got to speak out on TV, you know what I mean? Like he's got to speak public appearances and stuff like that and make sure he's wording things carefully for his client. Because at the end of the day, it is a business. You know, Diddy's legal team also released a statement following the ruling, calling the allegations against the current incarcerated mogul sensationalized. So this is my thing where my thoughts is this on Diddy, right? That's a victory for him, low key, whether Jay-Z lawyer run the case or not. But that's gonna let you know, like a lot of these cases with Diddy and stuff like that, that are like, we're gonna see how it really falls down, and I think, I'm not saying Diddy's not going to get anything, but it's going to take a while. As big a case as this is kind of a small victory for Diddy too. And he's low-key hidden back from behind bars, filing lawsuits against people too, falsely accusing him of things. Especially if they know they ain't got no evidence. So we'll see how that goes too, because he's suing people for bread. Because, you know, I ain't saying he ain't got it, but sitting where he's limited on his money making, he's still getting money, you know, because I'm pretty sure he makes money while he sleep. But he's still out there not able to hustle like he on the level he want to be. Because at the end of the day, that's what I see Diddy as, you know. I mean, they call him a mogul for a reason. You know, says today's complete dismissal without settlement by the 1800 lawyer is yet another confirmation that the lawsuits are built on the falsehoods, no facts. For months, we've been seeing case after case filed by individuals hiding behind alimony push from the forward by an attorney, more focused on media headlines than the legal merit, the statement reads. It continues that, just like the claim, the others will fall apart because there is no truth to them. Sean Combs have never SA'd or trafficked anyone, man or woman, adult or minor. So, I mean, they're doubling down on it because my thing is this, they got to prove the evidence. You can accuse somebody of a lot of things, but anybody, like some people can accuse stuff you never even met them, you know? And all it takes is one person to come out and then everybody think about this. I think some of the people that's done interviews, I've seen more people do interviews about Diddy that we never even really heard from it. Or if we did, it was like a long time ago. We thought it was over and said and done with. And my thing is this is like, y'all just now, what it takes one person to speak out. Now everybody got something to say. Or is it one of those things where a lot of those people like, yo, he made all this legal stuff off me. I'm going to get him, you know, I'm going to kick him while he down, you know. I don't know if any of this stuff is true, but I have seen so many interviews, it seems like, come out of nowhere, all the artists that he's managed or he's signed before. And I'm not saying it was all about Diddy, but it seems like out of nowhere, they all kind of come back to the forefront. I know y'all seen that Chopper City interview floating around, the one he did with, I can't even think of homie name, but he's been doing several interviews. You think about the whole Day 26 group, they just did an interview, even though it wasn't completely about Diddy, but they want to come back out. You know what I'm saying? There's several other artists that wants to come back out and say something too. Everybody has something to say now. I will say there are a handful of artists that are saying like, yeah, I don't know anything about this. You know, it sounds like they just don't want to be affiliated, you know, even if they heard about it or not. Mace don't even really speak on it anymore. You know what I'm saying? But I will give Mace credit where credit is due. Mace had been going at him and Diddy been going back and forth low key for way before any of the allegations. You know what I'm saying? Mace always had an issue for real, you know? And I don't think it's on a serious of where he like, you know what I'm saying, I think he just don't like the guy, if I'm going to keep it 100. It says, it continues just like the claim, the others will fall apart because there's no truth to them. Sean Combs never, we were at that part. It says, no number of lawsuits, sensationalized and allegations or media theoristics will change the reality. It says, we will continue to fight those baseless claims and hold those responsible. This is just the first of many that will not hold up in the court of law. Sorry we updated again. Okay, so yeah, basically what they're saying is like, it's a long uphill battle, a whole long fight about this situation. And my thing is this, they know this whole situation it's gonna take some time to unfold unless these guys got some strict hard evidence on video and this and the third, which they claim they do. But from the videos I've heard, and I really hate to go into detail about this, and I'm not, but from what I've heard from the videos that everybody's watched, that, you know, all these things he's doing, everybody looked like they had been consented to it, and everybody seemed like they knew what they were. Nobody looked like they was not having a good time from what I heard from the videos, right? Okay. And my thing is this, like, a fun fact, to the best of my knowledge, you don't really get the audio for video and stuff like that. It's very rare if the judge, and they may let the audio play if there's even audio on the camera, but most security cameras don't have audio, not from back in the day anyway. The new ones maybe so, but again, the judge has to make a decision on if they're going to play the audio. But at the end of the day, well, you know, I'm assuming it just sounded like a whole bunch of you know what, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, we'll see how that goes for sure. If everybody looks like they consented in there, then what do you got to get somebody in there say, like, I didn't consent to this? Then what is the attorney going to be like? So you mean to tell me you didn't like getting it from this position or something? You know, not to get grossed out or anything, but I'm just saying, like, yo, what are they going to combat with, you know? And who knows, you know? They're going to say, I know they're going to use they were under the influence of something, right? But does he have them on video doing that part against their will is the question, right? Which is going to be a tough call, you know? Just saying, but that's something that, you know, you got to keep in the back of your mind. It says, per Variety, after securing permission from the United States District Judge, Annalisa Torres, Jay-Z filed the motion to dismiss the ongoing lawsuit. Jay and his team's request claimed that were numerous inconsistencies in the woman's account, which it was. Let's just keep it 100. It says, Diddy was initially named in a lawsuit filed by Jane Doe in October, and Jay's name was added several months later. The accuser claimed that the two AR'd her after taking her to an MTV Video Music Award after party. So pretty much that's what she said, but like I said, that interview did not help Shorty's case, dog. So again, I think this is probably gonna say the same thing here. We read that part, just kind of glancing over this article just to see what it is. I think that's gonna cover the Jay-Z situation. But this is very curious. Is Tony Busby said he had thousands of people. This is my thing. This is already taking the credit to something that, like, it could not be going well for him as well, because reality is, if you think about it, he said he had thousands of people, right? You already got one you got to dismiss because it was suspect. Let me put it this way too. He was better off doing all the talking where it's like, oh no, man, he seemed pretty confident. But the minute that chick took the interview, I was like, well, that doesn't look good. Remember I said that in the live. I'm like, I don't know if I don't think that's going to help his side. You know, if anything, that's going to help Jay and Diddy, you know. But now, what about all the other accusers? I'm pretty sure none of them are allowed to do. I'm gonna put it this way. Not saying they're not allowed, but I'm assuming he don't want them doing any interviews if they're all sounding like that. You know what I'm saying? And then he claimed he did all this screening and stuff to vet these people to make sure the stuff they were saying had to be somewhat legit. And then you get something like that, and it's like, bro, how is that like legit? You know what I'm saying? That's my whole thing. Like, who did the vetting? Because if it was that's really what you call vetting? You know what I'm saying? If we're going to keep it real, that was super suspect to me. Yeah. So anyway, that's an update on Jay and Diddy. So that's a small victory for Diddy and obviously a big victory for Jay, because I think that's the only one Jay kind of had against him with the claims, right? Okay. I don't think anybody else is kind of stepping up to the plate, so to speak. But Diddy, it seems like everybody was going in striking where the iron is hot, man. So let's transition on to this. A$AP Rocky attorney clashes with prosecutor in a heated courtroom argument. And then pretty much looks like they've gotten to closing arguments here. So let me share my screen again. We're going to go into this joint. Boom, we're moving at a good pace because, like I said, I'm going to close out on the Drake joint probably for the last, like, 15 minutes of the live. Just give my thoughts and opinion on the album. But here we are. We got A$AP Rocky. Ironically, I don't think him and Drake are necessarily buddies. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, like I said, A$AP Rocky's attorney clashes with the prosecutor in a heated courtroom argument during the trial. It says if the room was empty, they probably would have fought. Interesting. But I mean, you want somebody on your team like that, like an attorney. You want somebody that's going to represent you to the fullest. And I mean, I'm going to say it nicely for the people that I have represent me. I'm going to put it this way. I'm gonna say it nice because you never know whose help you may need again in your situation. Because I don't want to make anybody sound bad, even though I'm not giving out their information. But who knows, right? I just wish the stuff that you see on TV, how hard these guys go. I wish I had attorneys that would, it seems like, because in real life it's not, they're more professional and respectful in that courtroom. And I know they have to be, you know, but the stuff that you see on TV, I like to just say it ain't really like realistic in my opinion, right? And I'm going to just leave it right there. It says attorney and prosecutor in A$AP Rocky's assault trial nearly came to blows in the court this week. It says video footage taken on Thursday captured Rocky's lawyer, Joe Tropicana, and the deputy district attorney John Lowen arguing loudly during the closing remarks before told to stop by Judge Mark Arnold. It says it starts when Lowen, who according to the judge objected 17 times during Tropicana's closing, became upset that when Tropicana mentioned something that said about him in his appeals court. So there we go right there, and I think this is a video we got here on Twitter. I'm going to see if I can play the joint real quick. I think this should be fine because it's not like no music or anything. Let me see if I can just click play on it real quick. Okay, cool. Let me get the audio up on this joint. I'm going to share my screen. Give me like 2 seconds, and then I think we should be good. Boom, right here, and then I'm going to cut this joint on so we should be able to hear this. So let me play this real quick. Let me go know if you guys can hear it. Let's see.
Part of a jury that he knew was not true or didn't know if it was true. And that's unethical. That's unethical. And this is a guy who, the Ninth Circuit just said lied to a jury in the Branford case.
Your Honor,
so
Your
I
Honor,
want to hear about him.
One more thing out of him, and we air everything that's happened in this case, which the court's aware of. Stop. He might want to stop.
Homie said,
I'm so threatened.
You should be, Joe.
Oh, yeah.
Let's take a break.
You should be.
Don't tell the courts ever told me I was a liar.
okay, they were about to throw hands a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I'm so scared of you.
Stop it!
Oh, wow. They're still going, yo. That was not that bad as I thought it was going to be, but it wasn't that great either, if we're going to keep it 100. I thought it was a little bit more in debate, but keep in mind, they're in court. So the way they wrote the article, they made it say it seemed like the two would have fought. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. They were going back and forth. So it says A$AP Rocky's defense lawyer and the prosecutor were about to squabble, laughing my ass off, and that's what they're saying. So maybe so, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's closing remarks, and I mean, you gotta, it's you know, I hate to say it, Rocky, I don't think even if he's found guilty, which I don't think he will be, because there's a lot of holes in that story, he's still gonna, I don't know how it's gonna go. Because if he is found guilty, I don't think the judge will hit him with the max of what he's facing. It says, Your Honor, one more thing about him, and we air out everything that's happened in this case. He said, Lauren, he might want to stop. Tropicana responded argumentatively and says, oh, I'm threatened by you, matching his energy. Lauren and Tropicana now who shouldn't provoked him. Yeah, you should be, Joe. He added, Lauren, you should be. So, I mean, this is kind of one of those, like, it was a soft fight, but at the same time in the legal room, that's probably a big deal. It says in the video, the dialogue gets hard to understand because people are talking over each other, but one word can be clearly heard is liar. So pretty much somebody is lying. Who is it? We don't know. Says soon after the judge clearly was fed up with both Tropicana and Lowen's actions, called for the kerfuffle to be over. Stop it, Arnold yelled, knock it off. Says the closing remarks in Rocky's case featured both contrasting arguments about what happened on the night, and he accused of flirting at A$AP rally on the Hollywood street in 2021. Says, was it a real gun or was it a fake gun? Deputy, I'm not sure why he would carry a fake gun, but who knows? Says Deputy District Attorney Paul said nothing else is a dispute. While he argued that Rocky was undeniably guilty of 2 felony counts of assault with a semi-automatic firearm, the defense maintains that the gun was a prop that only fired blanks and the rapper took from the security months after. I don't know, man. I feel like we should have had a stronger story. You know what I'm saying? They're saying like the gun was a prop gun and it only fired blanks, you know? which I've had those as well, but it's like, bro, like, I don't know why he would carry around. This is my thing. Some people, you can pull a gun out, and I was always told this, right? And y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I was always told this. Don't pull out a gun at nobody unless you're going to use it. Because if you just make threats with the joint, and I know he popped the homie, but he didn't finish his job, right? Allegedly, right? But this is my thing. This is my thing too. I was also taught, if you pull it out, you better use it and you better finish the job. I'm not encouraging anybody to do anything, but I'm saying if you don't finish the job, that person could, do you want that person to retaliate against you? And or worst case scenario is the perfect example of what we're seeing right now. If you pull out and you almost attempt or do something with a guy, you're going to have to go to court. As you can see, you're going to have to go to court, right? Do you really want to stand next to the person that you just attempted to do X, Y, Z and tell the story? And you saw where homie got up there on the stage or on the stand and he told, verbatim what happened. However, there was holes in his story too, and he got caught lying, and they found out he had a warrant outstanding in a whole nother state. So again, he didn't help the situation either, but again, the stories are, I see this being dismissed because there's too many, it's too, like, it's not, you can tell, honestly, don't feel like nobody's telling the truth if we're going to keep it real. And I don't know. It says Tropicana called Rainey an argued pathological rapper or liar who committed to perjury again and again and again and again. So again, it says the jury is currently deliberating the verdict. So pretty much Rocky knows that, his face is in the jury's hand, which can go either way, right? When you got to go by trial by jury, another thing I want to point out, right? Trial by jury is not cheap. It's actually one of the most expensive cases you can have, right? Because, you can go in just front of a judge and you guys, but when you got that trial by jury joint, so you want to be judged by a trial of your peers, because they make whether you're found guilty or not, and then the judge makes the final call and then makes the punishment, where it's really kind of, the judge is there to make sure stuff is handled fairly as possible during those cases, but they're also not cheap, right? They're not cheap. I know for a fact, depending on the state and your status and who you are, $100K minimum, that's just started. And let me clarify this. Over time, there's no way you're finna get through a trial by jury without spending nothing less than $100K. Case in point, we can think of who just came home, whatchamacallit, like YFN Lucci. He was about to go through a trial by jury, right? But he also settled at the very last minute, and his attorney has come out and said that was $200K plus. That was $200K without even going to trial. So it would have went to trial. That means it was probably going to be another $100K, probably even more than that. But I say, sometimes people are like, why do they settle this and the third? Bro, this stuff gets expensive, dog. It gets super expensive. I see you, Official Wild Boy K says, Europe, what up, what up, what up? But yeah, this stuff gets expensive. You ever been to court? It's not cheap, it's not free, and it's not expensive. To be honest, you get tired of the joint and you do just want to be over it. Like, the last judge even told me, like, well, not the last judge, but the judge before them, they were like, when they were looking at me, they were like, yo, I know you want, you know what I'm saying? At this point, they saw that, like, they saw it was some BS too, to keep it 100, but, they were doing their job. But it's like, I know everybody's over this and ready for this to be over with, but, and then, he did what he had to do. But it says Rihanna attends the closing arguments in the A$AP Rocky gun trial with their two sons. So pretty much she brought the kids to see their dad going through the situation. But he hasn't been found guilty or anything just yet, to the best of my knowledge. This is public Friday the 13th, which is Thursday. So I'm assuming they're still in deliberations right now. And then some tells me they were probably off on Monday for a holiday. So we'll see how it goes. Probably we'll find a verdict here pretty soon if it hasn't been already announced, but this is what I've seen most recently. Rihanna was in court for the closing arguments in the A$AP Rocky guns trial, and she brought their two sons along the day. After kicking off the January 24 trial came to a close after nearly 3 weeks on Thursday, February 13th. Jury deliberations are set to begin Friday, February 14th, and with the verdict possibly delivered as early as the same day. Says and I'm assuming that's short for Rihanna, has been present in the courtroom intermittently throughout the 3 weeks, but Thursday was the first time their two sons, 2-year-old Rasiah and 1-year-old Riot, joined her. According to the legal affairs and trials reporter Megan Knuff, the trio sat with Rocky's mother behind the defense table for the morning position. The kids were not present after lunch. Says DA Paul remind jurors in his closing arguments that the case boils down to whether Rocky's gun was real or fake. The rapper, who was accused of shooting a former ASAP mob member, ASAP Relly, in November 2021, claims it was a prop gun. So we're pretty much seeing this right here. It says he's charged with 2 felony counts of assault with a semi-automatic firearm, which comes to a maximum of 24 years in prison if convicted. But again, that's the maximum. That don't mean the judge. Keep in mind, right? When they say that not saying that unless you were just super disrespectful to the judge, then he'll maximize it, talking stuff through the trial and that. But see, he kept quiet. He chose not to take the stand. So even if he's found guilty, I don't think they will maximize it up. But that ain't mean that he ain't gonna get us anything. Anytime is still a long time, especially if you don't go behind the bars, dog. I see the judge also reminded jurors that the self-defense is valid defense if it's determined that Rocky's reasonable belief he was in an intermittent danger of suffering body injury or being touched in an unlawful manner. Says you can view the video of Riri, Riot, and Zaza arriving before. So this is them arriving to it from Twitter and X and stuff like that. So we'll see how this is real quick. Let me play this joint. Give me like 2 seconds right here. Let's see if we can play this. So this is Riri and the kids arriving. You know they got to make a grand entrance for this whole situation, right? So I'm assuming that's like got to be, because that's her right there. So somebody else is holding the kids. But that's how you know you balling, boy. The security is heavy, you know what I'm saying? But they're doing what they got to do. I like how she's being quiet about the whole situation too. Are you not on social media? None of that. You know? You know? See how she's not saying anything? You know what I'm saying? Like all these people out there because of who she is. But I like that she keeps remaining silent. She doesn't say anything. She doesn't take any interviews. In fact, Rihanna just low-key had just been sent back behind the scenes getting bread off that makeup brand, if we're going to keep it 100. And probably other avenues too, because keep in mind, she's a Billy status, right? You know what I'm saying? She's Billy. You know what I'm saying? So she doing something right over there. Look like we got Long Beach Joe Jess in the building. Says salutes and respect to Polo in the chat. Says salutes to Manny. Manny with the kick says Wild Boy and Joe Jess salute. That's what's up. That's what's up. So yeah, Rihanna's moving how she's supposed to move, and to be honest, ASAP Rocky is moving like that too. He's quiet. You don't speak about the case during this going on. You don't even bother taking interviews at all until the whole situation has come to an end and you know your name has been cleared. You know what I'm saying? I understand that sometimes you got to do that as a part of your job, but most of the interviews, some people will pay, but not all of them. So, like, case in point, if we bring up the Tory Lanez situation, he still was putting out music and doing interviews and still speaking on social. No, his attorney had to tell him several times, hey, shut up, you know, just to keep it on the real, you know. It says, while in court on Tuesday, February the 11th, ASAP Rocky opted out to waive his right to share his side of things. Because it's the thing, right? People say, and it's always a gray area. People always say, take the stand, don't take the stand. It's a gray area, dog, because reality is you're going to get asked some tough questions, and they're going to bring up some stuff that's most likely that, you know, their whole point is to set you up, to set yourself up for finding yourself guilty, and I'm talking the prosecutors. Now, his attorneys may not have any questions. Now, they're going to ask some questions that make him look good, the safety answers. But if they haven't prepared you to do it, then yeah. So keep in mind, YNW Melly opt out his reasoning to speak. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to do that. You know what I mean? Because it could easily go left. I've been in a situation too. I'm like, you ask me all the questions. The reason I know how to answer the questions now is because I messed them all up on all the previous cases when I got asked questions. Not all the way, because by the time I caught on what they was vetting me up to do, I'm like, you going down a rabbit hole that they setting you up, you finna F it up. You know what I'm saying? So if you do take the stand, honestly just say you don't know, or just say you know, if anything, I don't know, or pretty much you gotta not answer. You better not. I'm telling you, you're in a lose-lose situation. If you have the option not to take a stand, depending on what it is, I wouldn't take that joint. But it's a gray area. You know what I'm saying? Definitely a gray area. But again, I will say I don't remember is a safety answer too. But it just depends. Now, when I say that you take that route, you're going to upset the prosecutors for sure. I've seen that happen as well. Says, do you in fact waive your rights to testify? Judge Arnold asked him, to which he replied, I do in fact, Your Honor. And says, fellow ASAP Mob member ASAP Blue and ASAP 12 are among those who have testified to collaborate Rocky's version of events. Says, during the court on Friday, February 7th, 12A was called to the witness stand and asked the prosecuting attorney what was the letters in the AWGE stood for. AWGE is Rocky's label and creative agency, and the rapper has never publicly revealed what the initials stand for since the launch of since the decade ago. So my thing is this, I don't even know what that stands for. So pretty much these guys can say whatever it is on this joint. Now, I don't know what it is, or did they reveal it? It says, after 12 avoided the questions. Oh, so he didn't even answer the questions. Rocky is shocked in a move and spoke up from the defense table and ordered 12 to stay silent and tell him, don't say it. So, wow. So Rocky actually told him not to say what it stands for. Let's see. WGE was 2 rules according to its website. Never reveal what AWGE means, which is in doubt. Always referral to rule number 1. Wow. So pretty much the rule is don't reveal it, and go back to the second rule is the same thing. Like, so that's why nobody really knows what it stands for. It says, after Pretty Flacco controversial outburst, 12 was asked by the prosecutor what Rocky had said, but he denied he heard him, saying, I heard something. I'm not too sure what I heard. I was listening to you. Okay, so pretty much he did what he's supposed to do. Shameful to use your kids to gain sympathy. This is what somebody in the comment section said. Good Lord, heaven forbid we know the meaning of AWGE. The kids need their father. He shot someone. He survived. Take it like a man. Don't squeal. So you can see there's mixed emotions about this joint, and I see both sides. I mean, to be honest, it sounded like something neither one of those guys probably shouldn't have put themselves in to begin with. ASAP Rocky probably didn't even have to do what he did or whatever happened. Even if he did do it, I don't know. So pretty much let's move on to this Drake and Party Next Door album review to wrap things up here for the last 10 minutes of the live. So pretty much we're going to be covering the some songs, some XE songs for you, saying that for YouTube. Now, I don't know if you guys had a chance to listen to the album, but I personally like it. I want to go through like the track list and the people and the features and the production. That's my main part that's want to go on there. I don't want to sit here and try to overly sell the album, but I can personally say I've been listening to it since it came out on Friday, and I've already found tracks that I've already had on repeat throughout the week, right? Okay, bars. But I will say overall, it's a pretty dope album, and for this to be a collab album, Drake, I'm gonna just say it, I'm not saying Party's not on there and he didn't write, but I am saying Drake carried the album. And I have a feeling we all kind of anticipated that Drake would carry the album. Slayer says, Party Next Door is okay. Some good songs. And that's my thing, too. Party's had a run. But, you know, at the end of the day, I feel like this was about Drake more than it was Party. At least that's the vibe I got off from it. Like I said, Drake rapped on there, but it was mostly supposed to be about R&B, you know, but he took some shots at people. I know he took some shots at Joe Budden. You know what I'm saying? A few little bars here and there and jabs, and then he showed love to 21 Savage because he said he was the only one that held him down. You know what I'm saying? Some great songs, some great bops, though, for real, for real. I personally like it. It says, and let me share my screen right here on the first article I got up so we can just go through this one real quick. It says, the cold weather became a bit more tolerable with Friday's arrival of Drake and P&D's long tease joint album. So pretty much he finally decided to put this joint out. It looks like it's something they probably have been working on, but kind of never really fully finished. It says Drake makes his intention for the Party Next Door joint album some XE songs for you clear on the Give Me a Hug, which that's the song where I feel like he took shots at. If I'm not mistaken, that's where he took shots at Joe Budden. He says, which arrives around halfway mark of the 21-track project and finds Drizzy rapping F a rap beef, I'm trying to get the party lit. So, I mean, at the same time, he could have left that alone. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, he's doing what he would always do. Drake raps and takes subliminal shots at people all the time, right? No, this is nothing new. Compared to what Kendrick, where he made a whole song about him, you know? Several times and still trying to eat off of it, which he is. And I'm giving credit where credit is due. I'm biased. I will say I'm non-biased because while I do think Drake technically had the better song throughout the beef, if majority rules saying Kendrick won, Kendrick won. I disagree, but it is what it is. It's hip-hop, right? Cool. If he won, he won. I mean, he's got the Super Bowl and he's been eating pretty good. So majority rules. You guys say he won. It is what it is. I think Drake Family Matters was the best, like, out of the saga that went between the two. It says the album Drake first solo outlining since 2023 from All My Dogs and his first collaborative full length since his 21 Savage Her Loss 1 year prior comes as a precisely the moment many fans might assume that the beef would be top of their mind. And while the top isn't entirely absent from the XE for You, which pretty much that's the love song on the name of the album, is not the only album designed to provide a 74-minute discretion of how Drake feels about matters of Kendrick. Potentially, however, there is what we'll get on Drake's next solo album, which he recently told fans will be arriving when the time is right. So, AKA, he's probably going to drop it once him and, UMG get their beef settled, right? Okay, so this is some stuff right here. This is the joint album. Pretty much that's the track list right here. I can honestly say some of my favorites, I like Something About You, Crying in Chanel. I like Spider-Man, Superman, that goes hard. Brian Steele track goes hard. Pause. Give Me a Hug. And then I like Greedy at the end. Now the tracks in between, they're not bad. There's some other good tracks on here, but those are like my top twos that I go to. You know what I'm saying? I really like this album. You know what I'm saying? And this probably won't mean the other songs won't grow on me. Now, I'm not going to try to play any of this joint because I know for a fact that's going to scream copywritten, right? Okay, so I'm just kind of skipping through the joint right here. Just some album coverage for the joint. So, yeah, I don't hate it at all. Where we at real quick? Let's see where we at. I see you, man, with the kicks. No, where we at real quick? I thought we saw it coming in from Manny, but yeah, I don't hate this album at all. You know what I'm saying? And this is obviously Lil Wayne right here, if I'm not mistaken. So he's just going back, throwing some love from all the older generation, right? Okay, it says, instead, Drake and P&D, which that's what everybody don't, if you don't want to write out all the way Party Next Door, because compared to a lot of rappers' names, that is a long name, says, play to each other's strengths on their first ever joint album like Her Loss, What a Time to Be Alive, which I would like, and that's the Future joint, the one with him and Future. I would like to hear I would like to see that What a Time to Be Alive part 2, but I know that him and Metro Boomin ain't on the best of terms, but I think that needs to be squashed behind the scenes because I would like to see that What a Time to Be Alive 2 with Future and Drake. That one that they kind of shocked us with it. It's like 11 tracks, but it goes hard. It says XE Songs for You track list also includes solo tracks from his two co-leads. It says the Afro mentioned Give Me a Hug, for example, is created by Drake only. So, okay, yeah. So I said there's some tracks on there where he's just by himself, just going in. It says, all that to say, we've compiled a list of the features and productions credits of the album Drake and P&D accepted from Spotify to listen to the album. There is where you need to be for more in-depth look of all who's behind the XE songs for you. See titles credit breakdown for each track here, as a closer read on the credits reveals all 21 songs were recorded at the Centenary Studios in the Bahamas. So this is my only thing. It is a little too long, pause, but I mean, it's obviously got a lot of bangers on there. So CN Tower, that's written by Aubrey Graham. I'm assuming that's Drake. And then Jay Birthright, I'm assuming that's got to be P&D's like real name, if you don't mistake. But this is produced by Kid Masterpiece, Prep, and Noel Castro. So we got that one. Mothballs. So pretty much look like these are all written by the same people, and then they just got different productions on this joint, right? So looks like Party and them are still, like I said, I knew it. I knew Party was helping writing with this joint. You know, this is my thing, right? Let's say even if Party wrote the song and then Drake came in and tweaked it and tweaked some words and said, I'm going to say it like this, I'm going to say it like that, do this and the third. That's still writing credit, by the way. I want y'all to know that it's still writing credit. A lot of people don't think that's writing credit, but it is. You know what I'm saying? That's writing credit. If you tell the producer to do X, Y, Z and do certain things, that's also still, you get producing credit. You get executive producing credit, right? So all that kind of comes into, into play right here. Then you got the produced by, and this next one right here, Party Next Door. It looks like he does some production, so he could have had some things tweaked on the mothball joints. Something About You. This was obviously right here, Aubrey and Jay Braithwaite. So I'm assuming that's Party's real name. Crying in Chanel, that's Aubrey, which is Drake, which is A. Graham, because that's his last name. So Spider-Man, Superman, Goes Hard, Deeper, Pause. That's definitely Party Next Door, written by him. So again, this whole thing was pretty much, they all did a collaborative effort. So you got people who produce as well. Many with the Kick says, Fax, Polo, and Drake made a similar move to Kanye by collaborating with P&D on an album, much like how Kanye worked with Ty Dolla $ign. This is true. He got somebody in there that, obviously is super creative. Ty Dolla $ign is an artist that I feel like that don't get enough shine. And he never really has. He's done some immaculate work, but I feel like he's also been used for writing purposes and stuff like that. But he's made some hits. I rock with him all the way. You know what's weird to me that I've always, and I feel like I need to cover this too, but I'm probably gonna save it for another time because I'm getting close to the end of my hour. But you remember like how Kanye and Wiz Khalifa have always low-key had like a little beef because of their women, with like Amber Rose in the situation or whatever. And I think even Wiz tried to piece it up with him, and Kanye still kind of lost it on him, because he didn't understand some stuff. But I say all that to say, like, last time I checked, and I could be wrong, but isn't Ty Dolla $ign part of Taylor Gang, which is Wiz Khalifa's thing? So if he's signed to Taylor Gang, but this lets you know that's kind of how cool Wiz is. If this is true, he don't stop his artists from like making money. Like, case in point, if that was 50 Cent's artist and he was beefing with Kanye and you did that, you would be kicked off the label, if he could, or he'd blackball you. But see, Wiz don't get in the way because it's like, if he's still on the label. But if you think about it, that's how you know Wiz is cool, because reality is he like, cool, go get the money because I get a percentage of it anyway. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Man with the Kick says, the P&D don't tell Kyrie though. Let's see. Small Town Fame. That's written by Drake. So this is pretty much a track list. PME's Dilemma. I didn't really like that joint. Brian Steele, that one go hard. And then I kind of already read the track list real quick, but Raining in Houston, I wasn't really feeling that joint. So, and let me just see real quick. I'm going to check the other articles before I get on up out of here. This is definitely one of those, it's going to be a very interesting thing. So, this is a new album, but at the same time, I saw, like, whether people want to give it credit or not, this joint has been, like, pretty much the numbers have already surpassed Kendrick's, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen it also floating around where people said they searched Drake's name, the album's not coming up. But when I did it, it came up. People also said it was not only just on, like, it was like that on Spotify, but I didn't notice it because when I searched it, it came right up. I think I looked right under P&D's name, and that could have been probably when it first dropped, but they fixed that. You know, it could have been a glitch. But I know everybody's looking at Kendrick's numbers to Drake numbers, but think about this. This ain't really hitting Drake's numbers to the best of my knowledge because it's released under P&D, you know, private Party Next Door, which is on that Sony Music label. So those numbers may not be counting towards him just yet, or they saying, you know, because I went back and forth with a guy in the Discord, and there's no beef, and I don't have anything against it, but pretty much he's saying an update every 24 hours. And we had a whole debacle about, you know, Drake and the lawsuit and all that stuff. Again, I mean, that's Drake's decision. I don't think it's going to go far. But again, you can't tell the man, you know, I will say Kendrick did go a little too far. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's hip hop and people have gone in on each other way, way worse. So they dropped this for Valentine's Day, which I think that was a great play to do that. So pretty much, let me put myself back on the main screen real quick. And I'll just wrap things up here for the night. But I'll say this, man. Drake is still going to be Drake, you know? And at the end of the day, if Kendrick didn't diss Drake, would he be getting this much attention? You know? And that's rhetorical. Y'all don't even have to answer it. It's rhetorical. If he didn't diss Drake, would he still be getting this much attention? Because before then, homie really wasn't dropping nothing, you know? And I feel like with that Drake negotiating deal with the label, right? They showed him that, hey, we can put the next best thing on and get them all the promotion that you normally get. And I'm not saying this has happened, but it appears to come off that way. I'm not saying if it's true, but you put him on and, you know, give him all the extra looks. You know what I'm saying? He's getting the Super Bowl. He's getting his #1 stuff. And I'm not saying Kendrick ain't there, but Kendrick songs, I have to be in the mood to listen to Kendrick's music. Point blank, period. Like, this is my thing with Kendrick music. It's dope, right? But I'm not every time I want to hear Kendrick, you know what I'm saying? And my thing, and I hate to revert back to the Super Bowl, but I'm going to go right there one time as I wrap this joint up as we come up on that hour mark. This is my thing. Where Kendrick dropped the ball on the Super Bowl, no pun intended, is he didn't perform, you know, he performed songs off his new album, but he made it all about Drake. You know? And then reality is like all he had to do, and I was going to write this in the Discord, but I'm going to just say it here. All he had to do was perform a lot of the songs that we already know. Like Poetic Justice, even though that features Drake, he could have gave us a little sample on that joint. But see, the thing with his songs, most of them got somebody singing in the background. Do they bring them artists out? He would have had to bring way more people out. You know, because I've always said that, like, can K-Dot make a song without having all the extra stuff? You know, just make and he can, but make a hit, you know? And I'm sure he can. But, you know, reality is all his major songs is got somebody in the background or something like that. But he should have did songs like Poetic Justice, Swimming Pools, you know, that joint with him and J-Rock. Like, he had enough already. He could have threw one of the SZA song joints in there and finished the rest off with the major hits that we're used to. Hell, I was going to say he could have even brought Kodak out, but I think Kodak would have been a little too, you know, far-fetched for the Super Bowl, dog. So, and then I'll just look over one little quick track list on Kendrick Lamar real quick, the other songs that he could have just easily did, and I think it would have been suffice, because I think where he missed the mark and the point of the Super Bowl, if you ask me, right, is the fact that, yo, dog, you're in the suit. You're going to a broader audience. You're not just talking to the hip hop fans anymore. You're talking to a lot of people that are pretty much, they don't know all, you know, they know your major stuff. You got to pay your major hits. It's okay to do one song of a new song, but you need to, you know, hit all that. So he should have did songs like Money Trees. That is $1 billion, a billion stream song. Money Trees, easily. You know what I'm saying? He could have did a Luther with SZA. That's okay. And then, you know, he should have did Swimming Pools. And then, of course, he's got songs with Drake, too. No matter how you slice it and dice it, he could have easily did the songs off the one. He could have brought Rihanna out low-key. Because remember, they got that song together, too, with him and Rihanna, the Loyalty joint. He could have easily, even though I'm not a fan of that song, he could have easily did that. You know what I'm saying? The Pimp Butterfly had great tracks on there. You know what I'm saying? What's that song? All Right. He could have did All Right. That song goes hard. You know, people think that I don't like Kendrick Lamar, but he could have did songs like that. He didn't have to make it all about just proving a point. And I know he just wanted to run a victory lap, and that's cool. He could have did BITCH Don't Kill My Vibe. That's a bob. That joint go hard. You know what I'm saying? I really like that song. You know, he could have easily did that one. And then just to piggyback, he could have did I know Swimming Pools is one he could have did. And then I think ADHD, he could have did that joint. You know what I'm saying? And kept it simple and got up out of there. You know what I'm saying? That's, I mean, in a nutshell, that's all he really needed to do. You know? And then, yeah, Swimming Pools is on, the extended versions is on this joint, on Good Kid, Mad City. So, yeah, he could have easily just done songs like that, in my opinion, right? But he chose that route, and it is what it is. And then looks like there's like a 2-track CD on his joint. Sometimes he just makes too long of tracks too, but it is what it is. And then it's got Drink in parentheses. But that song was dope. Let me hit the chat real quick, and then I'm gonna wrap things up here for the night. Mandarin Cake says, "Say Kendrick, I heard your Super Bowl performance was straight bums Drake voice." Let me put it this way. Let's keep it 100, and I'm gonna close it out with this. Wayne should have did the Super Bowl. Let's keep it 100. Sure, is Kendrick the new hottest thing in town right now? Debatable, but we'll say yes, right? Okay, I can debate it. But Wayne, that would have been perfect because he has more recognizable songs. And to be fair, Wayne's been in the game way longer than Kendrick, so he's got, you know, a plethora of, you know, well-recognizable songs. Wayne could have, and everybody's talking about his performing, they could have easily worked on that and just helped him with that. But the thing is, he's got where he could have brought Drake out. He could have brought Nicki out. He also has it where he could have brought T-Pain out. And then, you know, do the Cash Money, Young Money reunion joint. Because he only got 15 minutes, but he's got songs like Bling Bling. You know what I'm saying? That's a recognizable song that everybody knows and remembers, dog. You know what I'm saying? You got, he even could have brought Jay-Z out, which I think that was, because he got the song Dr. Carter, but I highly doubt he would have did that. And let's just keep it 100. Nobody don't listen to Bobby Valentino no more, but the songs he did with him was super dope. But he easily could have did the T-Pain, like Got Money, A Milli. That was going to be a song we had to do. And then you get, that's one of the songs that he did with Drake. That would have been dope too. Yeah, easily. You know, and he's done songs with Nicki. He could have did the high school joint real quick. You know what I'm saying? Easily. He's got, so that's my thing. Wayne's catalog is crazy, man. And the thing is, he would have did all his commercial hits because he knows that's what you're supposed to do and call it a day. You know? And I hate to say it, Kendrick just missed the mark on that one. He misunderstood the assignment, if you ask me. And I'm going to leave it right there for the night. Mandarin Kick says, dead ass Polo and bring out Young Money and Cash Money. Most definitely. You know what I'm saying? Easily. You know? He could have done so many. Wayne has so many. Wayne's done features with Destiny's Child. Right? You know what I'm saying? He's got hits like that. You know what I'm saying? Because he was that guy. And he still low-key is. I'll put it this way. And I know I said I'm going to close up, but I'm going to close up for real this time. Wayne's, your favorite today's artist most likely is a Wayne fan. Let that marinate. You know what I'm saying? Let that marinate. Now, would Wayne need to work on his performances quality? Sure, you know. But he couldn't have done no better. Kendrick's wasn't, his show was, he wasn't that, it wasn't that great quality either. You know what I'm saying? You don't expect, when you get a rapper up there, right? Case in point, remember when Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg and Kendrick Lamar was on a part of that one too, and 50 was a part of that one, and Mary J. Blige. They had the dancers and stuff, but those guys really, they just rocked the mic, pause. But if you look at Usher's, you know, Usher's was by far more entertaining, right? Usher, like, busting up, like, dog. And then he switched. Usher was performing and switching suits like that. Every time the camera cut back to him, it was a different setup. It was immaculate. And he did timeless classic songs that I think everybody just knows. Also, case in point on this Drake, you know, Exy Ongs for You, saying that for YouTube, I'm saying it like that for YouTube, they sampled some of Usher's, I heard like 2 tracks where it was sampled Usher songs on there. And I'm not mad at it. And let me clarify this. They sampled the beat. Like, it's just one of those, they kind of played it at the end and let you know, like, yeah, that's what you're hearing, but we riding the beat, pause, you know? Let's see, Mandarin Kick says, Lil Wayne, the godfather of the guys who here nowadays. Most exactly. You know what else Wayne got to the game? You know? And let me clarify this. Y'all see how much I'm rocking with Lil Wayne? I'm not even a diehard Lil Wayne fan. However, I know that he would, he's got the hits more. He's just been in the game more. And again, he need to work on his stage presence and perform. And hey, what he likes to do, like whatever, I'm gonna say it nicely for YouTube, whatever medications that he feels he needs to take, he need to save that for after the performance. This is serious, dog. We don't want you screaming in the mic, jumping up and down. We want you to really, get in there, get on beat, stay focused, do your thing, and not just doing one of those I get paid to show up. And I feel like he would have took it serious. Also, Wayne too, if you think about it, he's created so many different styles of rap and hip hop too. Mumble rap. I'm not going to say Wayne created it, but he made it famous, right? Where we at real quick, the auto-tune. We can credit that to T-Pain for making it famous, but Wayne's got some nice little auto-tune bops too. You know what I'm saying? Wayne, you want him to just go in and go straight bars on you? You got it, right? Also, if you want great wordplay, Wayne. Great wordplay on songs. Now, there's a lot of songs I don't rock with, but I'm giving you all the angles that Wayne has brought to the game of wordplay to make you really just necessarily think. Case in point, we can say the person who was responsible for trap music, Chief Keef said that Wayne, everybody always credit Wayne for the work. The thing is, everybody credits Wayne for the work ethic and what he brought to the game. Because whenever hip hop was considered dead, Wayne was the guy who was known for putting it on his back and taking it, keeping it alive and holding it up. And he did it a while for himself. And I'm going to just leave it right there. Manny says, if there's no Lil Wayne, there's no Drake, drop the mic. Facts. Because remember, right? And I'm going to end it with this. I remember when Drake came out and there was that song, they had it on the radio in rotation like clockwork, that you the best, you the best. That song, you the best, that joint goes hard. But when I first heard it the first few times, I thought it was Lil Wayne's song. But that was Drake's song, and he sounded like Wayne until slowly we got used to, that's Drake voice. That's Drake. We adapted to it, but he did sound like Lil Wayne for a second. You could tell he was under the Young Money camp. And then, and plus he said Young Money on the song. And then also, I'll tell you who else that kind of got their biggest influence from Wayne. That's a well-known artist. Young Thug. He has also admitted that's his favorite artist. You know what I'm saying? These people have said this publicly. They love Wayne, Long Beach says, yep, without Wayne, there's no Drake. Exactly. Manu Kick says, that's part right there, Polo. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Wayne is put a lot of people, he's, respectively, he said, a lot of these cats are my sons. You know what I'm saying? What I would have liked if Wayne could have do things differently, and of course it's his choice, what I would have liked to see Wayne do differently with his career, after the Carter 4, dog, all he had to do was just do features for everybody. Because when Wayne gets up on the feature, he goes in. You know what I'm saying? He's on the Khaled joints, from back in the day. You know what I'm saying? He also, when him and Birdman did that Father Like Son, which I don't think none of those tracks should have made it to the Super Bowl. Because at the end of the day, too, you got to keep in mind, while Wayne has a lot of, I guess you can say commercial hits, he got some stuff that, is not really radio friendly. And I'm going to leave it right there, dog. But Wayne definitely should have been the guy. It just made too much sense for him not to do it. Kendrick and stuff, cool. He had a run, but and I know he got the Grammys. I see where on paper where it just made more sense, but again, shows you Kendrick has somebody that wasn't in his ear to be like, hey man, I understand, you still feeling the hype of the Drake joint, but let's get back to something that everybody that's more familiar with. Manny says, I'm waiting on the Carter 6 to drop in the summertime. That's what's up. I don't really look forward to Wayne albums, but I do listen to him just because it's Wayne. I at least give him a shot. They're always still got a few tracks on there. But other than that, man, I've been on this joint for an hour and 13 minutes. Let me wrap things up here for the night. Appreciate everybody coming through and showing love. I already got myself back on the main screen. We will be back live again on Wednesday with another Sold Out Live, another Sold Out podcast. Until then, y'all smash that like button, sub up to the channel if you're new and if you haven't done so already. And of course, y'all know my name is Jeremy Jones, and what I normally do is make content about sneakers, occasional trial hauls, and y'all know this is Music Monday. I'll see you guys again on Wednesday. Sign up for that Sold Out Discord. Link is pinned at the top of the chat, and it's free to sign up. And yeah, man, I'll see you guys on Wednesday, and I am officially out this thing, man. Peace.
December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all I'm out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all I'm out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. right now. Hope I don't crash all them out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry, oh why?